Hi, my name is Pedro Zamora. Um, I'm 21 years old. I'm Cuban. I came from Cuba in 1980 during the Mariel boat lift with 125,000 other Cuban refugees. Um, I'm an HIV/AIDS educator. Sex. Uh, Sex is very important to me. I think it's the most wonderful thing on earth. I believe in a monogamous relationship. Um, I just got out of a 3.5 year relationship. We're an asshole. I have to say that. I'm very relationship oriented. I like to be in a relationship. I don't like to date different people very much. I kind of like the feeling of being with one person and sharing my life with one person and just be with that person.
Do you think that's gonna happen in San Francisco?
Well, I'll be dating in San Francisco. I'll be looking for Mr. Wonderful anywhere I am. So who knows? I'm the baby of the family. I'm the youngest of 8 brothers and sisters. Um, Half of my brothers are in Cuba and half are here. Oops. Half of my brothers are in Cuba and half are here. I grew up the youngest of 8 brothers and sisters, and we were extremely poor. So, I didn't have any privacy. I slept with, I didn't have a room of my own. I slept with 2 or 3 other kids constantly. Um, uh, it was good in the sense that I got away with a lot of things because I was the youngest and I was the baby. But at the same time, I always, if I wanted something, I had to ask for it. I couldn't just, it wasn't given to me because my mother was too busy running the house and taking care of everybody else. So whenever I wanted something or needed something, I had to learn how to, ask for it and fight for it. But it was a good childhood. It was very carefree. I didn't have to worry much about cars or getting run over by a car or anything like that. There were no cars. We were very poor, but I didn't miss it because I didn't know what having, toys and things like that were until I came to this country when I was 8. You kind of don't miss what you don't have or what you're not used to having. So it was a very happy childhood. If I compare it now to, what I'm used to having now, it was very poor and it was very tough. But I think it was very happy. When I went to Cuba, the highlight of the whole trip, or what I enjoyed the most, was just the children. I have about 9 nieces and nephews, and they really took a liking to me and then spent all this time with me. I would go to bed late at night with them around me, and I would wake up, with them around me too. And I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed playing around with them and joking with them and just doing all kinds of different things with them. My mother passed away when I was 14, and we were always very close. She was great. She was kind of manic depressive. She would go from being very happy and very, dancing a lot and laughing a lot to days where she would just be very withdrawn and very quiet. But she was very, very intelligent, very strong. She was always there for me. I could talk to her about anything. I always felt a very protective of her, to the point where I knew that I was gay from a very early age, and I decided at some level that I was never gonna tell her that I was gay, so that she didn't have to suffer. I knew she would accept me because she was very open about everything, but I just didn't want to suffer. I didn't want her to suffer, knowing how everybody was gonna treat me because I was gay. So when she got sick and died, I really didn't care much about who found out. She was the only person that I always wanted to protect it. And when she died, I just a few months later, I sat down with my father and told him that I was gay. Um, and he reacted pretty harshly, but very logical, very calm down. He basically stood by me, even though our relationship kind of changed for a while. I'm very close to my family. My family is extremely open. Not only about me being gay, but about me being HIV positive, about my friends. They're very accepting of everything about my life. They're a great family, but I also had to work very hard at getting them to be the way they are. And I went through a lot of uncomfortable moments in order to open their minds and to push them to see the truth and then to accept the truth of my life. What do I like to do for fun? I like roller skating. I like bowling. I like racquetball. Um, Movies are one of my favorite things. I love movies, and usually during the weekends, at least one of the days I go to a movie. Um, I like dancing, although I go to clubs, not regularly. I go every so often and with a group of friends and stuff. When I think of my friends or my relationships or even my family, um, the number one thing that I like is honesty. I like people who are upfront, who are not afraid to say what they feel or who are honest about how they feel. I feel like I could deal with anything as long as it's honest and upfront. What I cannot deal with is lies. That's one of the reasons I could do my job, because I like people to know how I feel, what I'm thinking, who I am, and what I am. Um, I don't like people who are indifferent, who have, because of a lot of fear or whatever, or do not get involved. So most of my friends or close friends are very honest. They're very open to different things and different experiences, and I like that. I don't do drugs, and I have really no interest whatsoever in them. They actually make me nervous. I don't have anything against people who do them, except that I don't like it when they do them around me, and I do not like to deal with people who are under the influence of drugs. So I guess I do have something against them. I just feel like I like to talk to people who know what they're saying and who are saying things, clear-minded. Even alcohol makes me nervous. When I drink and I get that feeling that most people like, I get paranoid. I feel like I'm losing control, and it really makes me nervous. I've been accused of liking to argue, and it's not that I like to argue, it's just that I can't let things go around me without, saying something about it. I'm not afraid of arguments. I argue, I say how I feel, say what I have to say, and then just, let go of it and then keep on. That's just simply the way I am. My other roommates, if I am chosen, I'm very confrontational, but I'm not confrontational in a threatening way. I believe that I am a person living with AIDS, and I am a gay man, and I am Hispanic. I'm a person of color, and this is simply who I am. And I'll tell you up front. I'm very open about it. How you deal with it is up to you. This is simply who I am. I don't have to apologize to anybody for it. I'll tell you if you have a problem with it, if you need to deal with it. I'm very open to what you think and to helping you deal with it. So I think that if they get to know me, they'll realize that I am no different than any other person. and if there is a problem, then I guess I'll deal with it as it comes along. I'm very involved in politics. I like politics, but to me it's a lot more than just who is in power, who isn't. Uh, for me, it's my life. Who is in power and who is in control depends how long I'm gonna live and what kind of life I'm gonna be able to live. Because I'm a gay man and a person living with AIDS, politics is very important to me. I have to be involved. One thing I hate is people who sit back and just let things happen around them and not get involved. I do not understand how people could do that. I have to get involved. I have to do something about what I think is wrong, what I think needs to be done. I don't consider myself a religious person. Actually, I don't like the term religious. I think it's misused a lot. I think I'm a very spiritual person, but I'm not religious. I don't go to church regularly. My belief is that my God is a God of love, and love is always action. I believe that my church is my community, so that if I am involved in my community and I'm involved in my community with love, I am one with my God. I don't. I think a lot of people hide behind the word religion. They go to church every Sunday. They pray. They do all these things, but they're really not involved in what's going on in their communities. In really helping to change things for the better. What I want to do, I want to continue doing my work as a peer educator. I would probably, I have talked to different agencies in San Francisco who are very interested in hiring me to continue to do AIDS education in the schools. So while I'm there, I'll probably be going to the schools and speaking on HIV and AIDS. I also work with different national groups. So I go to Washington, D.C. regularly to do some lobbying with some different issues around HIV and AIDS. So I'll be doing that too. And I'll just, I'll be going out and having fun and meeting different people.